Hello students, welcome to chemistry classes. Under this chemical bonding and molecular structures, today we discuss exceptions to the octet rule. So I already told you, covalent bond formation, the atoms present in the molecules individually attain the octet configuration. Now what are the molecules which does not obey this octet rule? First of all, hydrogen molecule. We know that hydrogen single bond is formed. Each hydrogen atom shared one electron to the other hydrogen atom. So the mutual sharing of electrons between two hydrogen atoms leads to the formation of this hydrogen single bond. So it consists of only two electrons. Therefore, it does not obey this octet rule because it is doublet in nature. Second one is incomplete octet of a central atom. Incomplete octet of a central atom. For example, lithium chloride. You consider the lithium chloride. Lithium atomic number 3, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s1. Valence cell consists of only one electron. Lithium only one electron in the valence cell. Chlorine atomic number 17. Electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. 7 electrons present in the valence cell. Chlorine 7 electrons present in the valence cell. Suppose lithium share one electron with this chlorine. Lithium shared one electron with the chlorine. And also if lithium shared one electron means chlorine also shared one electron. So lithium individually attain this doublet configuration and this chlorine attain octet configuration. Therefore, the central atom of lithium does not obey this octet rule. And similar way, boron hydride and beryllium chloride, ammonia, boron trifluoride. So these are the molecules. The central atoms does not obey this octet rule. You remember, boron valence cell consists of 3 electrons. Each hydrogen atom shared 1 electron. So central atom consists of 6 electrons. Beryllium valence cell consists of 2 electrons. 2 chlorine shares 2 electrons. Therefore, central atom consists of 4 electrons. Here also boron central atom consists of 6 electrons. So other elements mostly attains this octet rule or octet configuration. The central atom does not attain this octet configuration. So this is one of the categories. Central atoms does not obey this octet rule. And the next category is expanded octet of the central atom. Expanded octet. Let us consider PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride. So in the phosphorus pentachloride, it is written like this: PCl, Cl, 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 Cl. Surrounds by 6 chlorine atom. The valence cell consists of 5 electrons in the case of phosphorus, and chlorine atom consists of 7 electrons. Each chlorine atom consists of 7 electrons. So now look at this octet configuration. Each chlorine atom individually attain the octet configuration because it consists of 8 electrons. Phosphorus donates or share 1 electron with the chlorine. How many electrons present in the central atom phosphorus? It consists of 10 electrons. 10 electrons. Phosphorus consists of 10 electrons. So this is expanded form of this octet rule, but the phosphorus pentachloride molecule, phosphorus pentafluoride molecules, phosphorus pentabromide molecules all are stable. And sulfur hexafluoride, sulfur atom consists of 6 electrons present in their valence shell. 6 electrons, totally 6 electrons, 6 fluorine. Each fluorine atom donates 1 electron to this sulfur, and sulfur share the 1 electron to 1 electron with the fluorine. So fluorine atom individually attain, each fluorine atom individually attain the octet configuration, but sulfur central atom consists of now 12 electrons. Here phosphorus consists of 10 electrons. Here sulfur consists of 12 electrons. And one more example, IF7, iodine heptafluoride. This iodine 7 electrons in their valence shell. Each fluorine shares 1 electron with the fluorine. So totally 14 electron present in their valence shell. Okay. So these are the some examples. Expanded octet of the central atom, and this rule is not applicable for odd electron molecules. Especially nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. It may be noted that octet rule is based upon the chemical inertness of noble gases. However, it can be found that some noble gases, especially xenon and krypton, also combines with oxygen to form large number of compounds such as xenon difluoride, xenon tetrafluoride, xenon hexafluoride, xenon oxydifluoride, etc. So all this case the octet rule is violated. This theory does not account for the shape of the molecules. Octet rule merely explain the electron transfer in covalent bonds or covalent compounds, but it does not explain the shape of the molecules. And it cannot explain the relative stability of the molecules in terms of energy. Based on the energy, it doesn't explain the stability of the molecules. So now the general characteristic property of covalent compounds. So I already told you the general characteristic properties of ionic compounds. Now we are going to discuss the general characteristic property of covalent compounds. So in the examination point of view, some cases what are the differences between electrovalent compounds and ionic compounds may ask. Most of the covalent compounds are exist in the form of molecules, not exist in the form of ions, because they are held together by weak van der Waals forces. They are exist as liquids, and some exist as solids and gases. So some of the molecules, especially urea, sugar, they are exist as solid. Most of the other covalent compounds are exist as liquids or gases. Low melting and boiling point. The melting and boiling point of these covalent compounds are very low because they are held together by weak van der Waals forces. Covalent compounds are non-polar in nature, therefore they are not soluble in polar solvents like water. They are readily soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene, ether, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, carbon disulfide, etc. The compounds are non-conductor of heat and electricity. So these are exist as either in the fused state or it is in the molten state, does not conduct heat and electricity. These compounds are exist in the form of molecules, therefore the molecular reactions can be takes place in the case of covalent compounds. directional nature of the bond. Ionic compounds are non-directional in nature, but these covalent compounds are directional in nature because this bond is localized in between the nuclei of atoms, hence it is directional in nature. So, okay, I hope all this understood each and every people. If you have any doubts, you may ask. Thank you.